Aloha and welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson and Achaia Johnson today to make it extra fun for everyone. This is my daughter, in case you don't know. She stays up in the cabin behind our house, and that's where we're broadcasting from on the big island of Hawaii. We're both super excited to be here with you, and we love you so much. Hooray.
Yay.
Yay. So if anyone has questions, please raise your hand or write a note or both. Is that a question? Well, that's a question Laurie didn't ask a question. She just wrote something to us right there. Hi. That's it. Okay. So definitely some stuff has come up where I feel very motivated to talk about some certain things. And one of them is about how food cannot have any effect on the body. Yay! Laurie says yay. So if anyone feels like they have questions about that and they'd like to talk with me about that, please raise your hand. I'll just see what comes up around that. And of course, if Achaia has anything to add, she's right here.
Woo!
Yay. Okay, there's Laurie. She's raising her hand already. Woohoo, Laurie.
You know this one is me. We've been talking about this for weeks.
Uh-huh.
God. There is obviously, I cannot go back to the fact that I used to be thinner and I eat more now and I'm bigger.
Okay.
That is what is experienced here.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so some kind of laws are being demonstrated. Some ego laws are demonstrated. Mm-hmm. And when they're demonstrated, if they're believed, then it just puts more faith in ego laws.
Okay. Keeping the person front and center.
Yeah, and also that desire to get something for the person, that desire to get a thin body or get a body that it was before, that's appropriating the body to a special purpose.
Beautiful.
The only thing the body's only purpose is to extend love. It's not to be in a particular shape or anything like that.
Right.
So it's like when we try to make the body like a means to an end and the end, it harms us. It's violent.
Yes, it is. I feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
I feel it's violent. And it is almost throughout my day. I mean, from the time I get up in the morning, my bedroom closet doors are mirrors. So first thing I see is this body as I get up to go pee in the morning.
Yes. Yes. Damn. Is it naked? Is it a naked body?
Well, no, because it's not a loved body, so it's covered.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all that's being demonstrated. It's like this idea that the body should be used to get something.
It should be different. Right. Yes, because when it was, yes, okay, that's right. We talked about that before, is when it was smaller, there was a definite identity of, oh, this body, it's good, it's okay. Well, it wasn't ever really okay, but better than it is now.
Yeah.
And it was a false idea of I'm okay because it's within the specs of what society thinks is a nice shaped body.
Yeah. Yes. Body identity.
Yes, totally. Hook,
Mhm.
line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And that, even saying what I'm saying, I know that that's keeping this identity, this Laurie, stuck in this Maya, all this thought shit.
Yeah, and at the same time, whatever you're aware of that's being stuck, that's not you.
It's not me,
Yeah.
exactly. But I
Yeah.
don't know what me is.
Yeah, well, it's not anything that can be defined, that's why.
Mm, right,
You
right, right.
know. So it's like this when you get up in the morning and you see a reflection in the mirror and it brings up an uncomfortable sensation, excuse me, sensation in your body. That's what's basically asking for compassion.
Mm, Phoebe
Like,
just told me that today.
what?
It's like that icky feeling comes up, like when you eat
Hmm.
stuff or
Yes,
Mhm.
when you look in
yes.
the mirror, or you just feel that, and that's the feeling, it has nothing to do with like the thoughts about it. It's just that's coming around.
Yeah,
Coming around trying to get some attention.
yeah, like Achaia mentioned earlier today, she said it's like you're choosing that. You're choosing that thing to attack yourself, you know?
Mm,
Like the body,
Yeah.
you choose the body to make that feeling seem real and valid, because it's not a real feeling, it's just a feeling that's coming up.
Hmm. It's expressing something that's not true. It's expressing
mm,
something about you that's not true, and it becomes habitual. So whatever that feeling is, the feeling is the habit. It's going to keep on coming back around, and at different times, it's going to be using different. You're using different things to get that feeling. It's like an addiction.
yeah,
So if you put power in a food, like you say, oh, this food is good
yes,
for me or this food is bad for
right,
me,
right.
that's missing the point. That's totally missing it. And it's missing what the body's really for. Now remember the body's for extending love only. And
Mm,
it's not up to you to make sure that your body is healthy. That's really a misconception.
right. It takes care,
You're not good
life
at
takes care of it.
it. You're not good at it.
No, obviously, no, no, right.
Your spirit is can take care of everything for you.
Everything it's taken care of.
Yes.
Mm,
It's kind of like you hand it over to the spirit, whatever you eat or whatever, it's your spirit, it's you.
mm,
And it's like, but it's this habitual trusting in the ego more.
mm. Well, I mean, it's no wonder. Look at what we're handed from the time we're young,
Yeah,
and
that's just that's just expressions of fear.
yeah,
It's just setting up for punishment.
right.
It's like
Total punishment.
yeah, as if there's something in the world, namely food, that could either heal us or kill us.
Right. Oh my God, Hope. Right.
Or make us fat.
Or make us
That's
think.
ridiculous.
Right.
That's ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. I mean, we might experience overeating and then experience fat, but that does not, under any circumstance, mean that the food made us fat. That's
Right.
jumping to an insane conclusion. Insane. There's no way the body has no history. It's projected anew in every instant.
Oh my God.
When you recognize that, even if you're experiencing like indigestion or something like that,
Yes,
and it
that's
seems
what I'm
like it's
feeling right
on
now.
something, what's
I
that?
felt like I overate tonight, and my
Good.
belly is just. Bleh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
That's that illusion coming up that your belly's feeling like that because you overate. It is not
Yeah.
one true.
Not
The food is just being used to demonstrate that fear is real and you deserve punishment. Okay?
true. Okay.
I know. It's freaking hilarious when I see that in myself, you know, I I either have an instant healing, as if the thing is just completely forgot about, like it didn't exist anyways. It never existed. It was just a projection of mental dis-ease. The thing is either just immediately forgot about, or it lessens significantly. But the main thing is there's a huge weight lifted off my shoulders instantly.
Yes, because this all feels very heavy. Very
Exactly.
heavy.
Exactly. And with a lighter energy, with a lighter vibration, that's healing. That's just the way it is. All it's asking for is our attention. We don't do anything either, and that includes choosing the food we eat.
So everything that you're saying right now
Yeah.
is literally uh, means nothing because I don't get it. I don't understand what the hell you're saying at all. So, but hopefully,
Well, that doesn't matter.
okay.
That actually doesn't matter.
So
You know,
I'm just
why?
praying.
Because, you know why? Because it's being communicated from knowing.
Okay,
So
that's what I'm
healing.
praying.
You don't have to get it.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
Because
welcome. You're welcome.
yeah, okay, that's what I'm grabbing onto. Let this be going somewhere where it needs to go, so I can stop this goddamn suffering.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too, both of you. Thank
Hey.
you.
I
Bye.
love Mhm. Wait, I just put someone's hand down. Oh, that's Molly. Okay. Molly, your mic is open, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hi,
Aloha.
can you hear me? Aloha.
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
Well, I just wanted to share what something I shared with you yesterday
Uh-huh.
about how I woke up after having drinking with a hangover and
Yeah.
thought, oh, I'm so bad, now I have a hangover. And then I thought, no, this is just a belief that I deserve to be punished for drinking.
Uh-huh.
And the hangover lifted.
Yeah.
Today I had 2 coffees, and then I
Uh-huh.
came down feeling really hyper and like really also because I'm leaving on Friday, I became very overwhelmed.
Okay.
And then I thought, see, and then one of the things was see what that coffee did to me. And then I
Uh-huh.
thought, oh no, that was a setup to make it look like something led to this pattern of overwhelm.
Yep. You got it.
So that was cool, and I'm still kind of in that space of holy shit, there's too much to do before Friday. So
Oh, okay, good,
I'm
good.
still gonna,
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically just a feeling of overwhelm. We talked about that before. It would be the same thing as using a food or drink to attack yourself, you know, using this trip and the stuff that you have to do to attack yourself, basically.
right,
So,
right,
so that,
and then
that
to not feel relaxed.
yeah,
And I thought about food, like I thought, what do I feel like when I feel heavy? I feel really stressed and tense and overwhelmed. And what do
yeah.
I feel like when I feel really sexy and thin? Oh, I feel really, really relaxed.
Yeah.
So my attack on myself is to get my like self feeling all wound up and all in, and there's no time to relax. Now I've set myself up for no time to relax and feel good.
Yep. Exactly. So that's all coming in as a feeling. It's only coming in as a feeling, even the overwhelm. It's just a vibration, an energy pattern that arises and then passes.
Mm-hmm.
No identifying with it. It rises, it passes. You feel it in your energy field, recognize that it's a pattern, and you're blessed instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels,
Isn't that
it
wonderful?
feels good already.
Yeah. And then overwhelm, I mean, I can speak from experience. It becomes like a thing of the past, like you don't even buy into that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is happening automatically anyways when you recognize you're not really doing anything. Overwhelm has no meaning at all. There's no meaning.
Mm. So to continue just to feel the overwhelm and just feel the overwhelm and go about my chores that way.
Yeah, I mean, you're watching the chores being gone about. And
Okay.
it's not a matter of of trying to stop something. There's not a matter of trying to do something. Sometimes people misunderstand it and go, "Oh, well, I could just be lazy," and then they like think themselves into being lazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in the Bhagavad Gita that's called attachment to non-action.
Yes, yes. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yes, okay. Good. Thank you for putting those words to it. Yeah. Yeah, like I should
Now
just
that
not.
too. Yeah.
The thing is that it's that things get done, but there's no doer. So it's just allowing things to naturally get done as they do. Not trying to prevent them or anything, but it's only thought. It's only in thought that we try to prevent them in the first place. So
Yeah.
that's already work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking all
Way
this
more.
thought.
Yeah. Way more work.
Yeah. Whereas it's like it's pretty simple. It's like if you're lying down, you're lying down. If you're standing up, you're standing up. If you're doing the dishes, you're doing the dishes. It's like there's no need to try to evaluate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
Aloha.
Aloha.
So that's the thing with the food too. Sometimes it scares people when I say, "Hey, food has no effect on your body," and it'll be like, "Well, what are you saying? Are you telling people to go eat a bunch of McDonald's and stuff like that?" And it's like I'm not giving any kind of advice on what to eat or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that whatever state the body seems to be in, it's always, always, always a projection of the mind. It can't be affected by an effect. Let's put it that way. And all things that we can perceive, like food and things that seem to be causes on the surface, they're really just effects of what we believe. They're proof of our own beliefs, let's put it that way. So if we think we're susceptible, if we think we're sustained by food, there's another one. We're not actually sustained by food. Does that mean I'm telling you to go starve yourself? No, that's not it. That's what the ego likes to throw out there. What I'm saying is the food is really only a symbol, okay? And that we need food, the idea that we actually need the food, that the food actually does create sustenance, is just playing into the idea that we're made of material and that we're separate from God, okay? That we could be punished by not having food, right? If you have any questions about that, please raise your hand. I'm taking Bob at this point. Aloha, Bob.
What a thrill to be together with you too. Uh,
Thank you, Bob.
I think it was Sean that was talking to Achaia one night at the Kava bar, and he told me that Achaia is just as enlightened as his mother. She was just really profound, or her mother. So it's good that you have her on too, because a lot of people are feeling that you know, she's right up there with you in wisdom.
Oh yeah, I feel that too. Achaia and I have a lot of wisdom dialogues together. Right? And, you know,
Split dialogue.
yeah, split dialogues. Yes. Yeah, we really we really blow our mind when we're together. It's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very mind-blowing having you together there.
Yeah.
So this whole food thing, so Cinco de Mayo, I had all these beers, I had tequila, I had all this Mexican food, and then I started to get sick on Cinco de Mayo. So I'm thinking, oh well, this is my body telling me, you know, that I'm being overindulgent.
Yay.
But then ever since then, I haven't gotten better. I still
Okay.
feel sick.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't know if I'm punishing myself. There's the part so that I've given up coffee. I've given up
Uh-huh.
pot. I've given up. Yeah, there's a part of me that feels like I have addictions. Like I
To food.
think, oh, I wake up in the morning, I can't wait to get to coffee. I can't wait to get to internet. I can't wait to get to the delicious omelet that I'm going to make, the food. This, that, or the other thing. So I don't know if my body's telling me that I have to like let go of these substances
Okay.
that take me out of just being, you know. And so I've given all this up, and now I'm just spending time just being, not going after, you know, pot, coffee, this, that, or the other thing, and just being present in my just ordinary awareness without any stimulants or chemicals.
Okay.
And so anyway, so yeah, my body is, I'm going through a body experience. So I'm just wondering, this is a projection of my mental disease, or I'm deserving punishment, or this is my ego's law. What's going on here?
That's awesome. So basically, what you're saying is you got off some different stuff and then you got sick or something like that?
No, I got sick from overindulging on Cinco de Mayo. I had all these Coronas. I had a bunch of tequila, lots of spicy Mexican food.
Okay.
And that day I started getting sick.
Okay,
Why
are you using Cinco de Mayo to attack yourself? That's what I want to know.
Well, I guess that's what I was doing. Somehow I thought that I needed to punish myself for enjoying Cinco de Mayo beers, tequila, and Mexican food.
Yeah, as if you're like a victim of food and drinks. Okay?
Right. Yeah, I guess that's what I've been experiencing, and now I'm still, you know, I'm having to like fast and stay away from certain foods.
You're making that up, though. You're making that up. I'm having to fast. If you find yourself fasting, fine, but you don't need a story about it.
Yeah. Well,
nothing you do is affecting your body. You're just making that. You're just making that up, and in making that up, you're keeping yourself running around in the mind, distracted. Okay?
This sick that I feel as I'm sitting here right now.
You're distracted trying to cure your sickness using the ego. Okay.
So what's the sickness about, do you think?
It's always the same. There's no difference. It's always just denying the spirit. It's always just denying your spirit. And the ego comes up as a demonstration of that. Sickness comes up as a demonstration of that. It's like, and if you blame food for it or blame what you did on Cinco de Mayo for it, then the space isn't open for the spirit to show you what's really causing it.
Yeah, there we go. I want to know what's really causing it.
You have to see it. I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah, it's always the
I
same. It's always a denial of spirit. It's always a denial of spirit. But it gets seen if you're not distracted. These ideas
yeah,
that
but I was
it's about the food. Go ahead.
yeah, but I'm was mentioning that, you know, I wake up and I want to just indulge in addictions. It seems like that's denying the spirit. It seems like, you know, I'm just not in spirit. I'm in all of these different substances and foods and
Well, okay.
alcohol,
Okay.
pot and caffeine and nicotine, and that seems like maybe that's a denial of the spirit, going after all that stuff.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay, so basically you're identifying as an illusion, and then wanting to fix that illusion so you'll not be denying the spirit. When in the first place, whatever is presenting itself as wanting coffee or wanting an omelet or anything like that, all that is a thought. It's meaningless. So you're giving meaning to it and then trying to fix it. It doesn't mean anything.
And then it's coming up too with like these guilty thoughts
Yeah.
about it, like I'm doing this again, and then that's like thought pattern that brings meaning to this feeling. It's just the feeling that's coming up. It's like that icky feeling again. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear her okay?
Yeah, she needs to get closer to the microphone. I can hear her barely.
You can talk louder than that too. There you go. I don't know how our camera is right now. I don't think you're even in it. Oh, you're over to the side.
Yeah,
okay.
Halfway in it. There we go. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, go ahead.
So basically, it's like when those thoughts come up about you smoking tobacco or alcohol or whatever it is, it's just these thoughts don't actually have any meaning. They're just trying to make meaning to the feeling that's arising. And it's really just this feeling, this icky feeling coming up. And then it's like identifying these thoughts with what it could be. It's like making an image of what it is. And when you recognize that, okay, those are just thoughts, I'm really just feeling this feeling that's happening right now, the thoughts go away, and then the feeling goes away, and then it comes back, and then you do it again, and then it goes away, and then it just keeps doing that until it's just like recognized.
It's just a guilty feeling wanting to hook you in, Bob.
That guilty feeling.
You get hooked. You go, I'm denying the spirit by doing something in the world, and that's not what it is. What's denying the spirit is believing that guilty feeling means you have to do something different.
So it's just my guilt for indulging in Cinco de Mayo.
It's just that you love feeling guilty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's a guilty feeling. Like I was crying one day last week, and I was like, okay, I need to go see my mom. So I go down there, and I sat on the couch, and she was like, okay, let's see what that feels like. So I was like, I feel sad. And just having her there, feel it, and then I saw it, and she told me, it's really nothing. It's none of these thoughts that are trying to hook you in. It's just that you have a tendency to want to feel this way. And like I felt that my whole life. Like I want to feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel victimized. I want to feel like a sad little girl. And it's not like this, like, yeah, that's what I want to do. But like there's a draw towards it. There's a pull towards it. And when it starts to come on, I start imagining all of these things that would make me sadder to feel that way. And then when somebody would embrace me, it would feel kind of awkward because I'm still trying to feel sad, but I should be happy now, right? Now I got somebody loving on me. What do I do here? Yeah. It's the same with the guilty feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just guilt demands punishment. And so then I was guilty, so then I punished myself with getting sick.
Well, you weren't guilty. You never were guilty.
Yeah, well, that's just my belief or whatever, my ego
There's a,
law. That all that indulgence will result in getting sick.
yep, it's belief in that kind of ego law, exactly. And the thing is, there's no law higher than love.
Right. So you're saying the body's purpose is to extend love.
That's
So there's the idea that the highest purpose of the body is for sex, because sex is the ultimate expression of the body's expression of love, the union of the yin and the yang, the man and the woman, Shiva Shakti, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Krishna Radha, that they say all of existence came into being through the union, the sexual union of God and Goddess. So then there's that idea that that is the highest expression of the body is the sexual union and the rapture and the union in creation that generates.
Well, sex isn't necessarily a loving expression. And here's the thing, when it comes to sex or any kind of relating, if we're in a relationship to try to get something, and it's not sharing love, it's not extending love, we're trying to purpose it for ourselves, it doesn't matter what we're doing, it's not of love. It could be sex or anything. Okay? It's an expression of fear. It's either love or fear all the time. What it is has nothing to do with it. The same measure of love can be expressed through having sex together or eating a sandwich together. They're equal. The same measure of love.
Okay, well, I'll then be able to really enjoy a sandwich with someone thinking about that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You said sex is just as enlightening as taking a shit.
It could be.
Well,
it could be. Depending on what it's being used for. Who's using it? Is the ego using it? You know? So, just notice. It doesn't matter. It's not like you have to do anything. I mean, the noticing in itself, the awareness in itself, it just makes it so that the ego isn't so necessary. The ego services aren't necessary.
The ego services.
Yeah, you know, well, it's trying to do us a favor, is trying to keep us protected, but we don't need that protection. And when we recognize that we don't need that protection, the ego steps down. That's all.
Okay, well, I'm letting my ego step down.
Okay, and Bob, I love you.
Letting the spirit hand it over to the spirit. All right, thank you. I love you both.
Love you, Bob.
Bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, so maybe we're done on the food thing. I don't think we have anything else to say on that. You good on that?
Yeah.
Move on to the next one. What was it? God never uses punishment to teach us a lesson. Hooray! Hooray! So just the idea that it's a lesson like that, okay? Like God's teaching us a lesson. Say you stub your toe and, oh, God did that to me to teach me a lesson. It's asking for more, for one. It's asking for more. More feeling guilty, more getting, more punishment. Okay. So it's like this. God is love. That's it. Love that has no opposite. And God knows us. He knows who we are. Okay? It's we who do not know who we are. And that's why we make up punishment for ourselves. We make up punishment for ourselves through our own free will. Not specifically, maybe, you know, consciously we don't go, I'm just going to stub my toe in a minute. But we make up that we can be hurt. We make believe these things. That we're subject to something from the outside world. Like the outside world can affect us. What we perceive can affect us. Instead of it being the other way around. That everything that we perceive is actually coming out of us. Okay? Do you have anything to add on that? No? Okay. So if anyone has any questions about that, raise your hand. We might come back to it and play with it a little bit spontaneously whenever some things come up. There's a question. Have you ever questioned or had doubt in A Course in Miracles? Well, actually, when I came to A Course in Miracles, it wasn't as if it was telling me something that I wasn't already aware of. So, questions came up a lot before that about what, you know, what's happening. But by the time A Course in Miracles came along, it was kind of just like, wow, where has this been? I can't believe it was written in the 70s and I never saw it, because like this is really, it says what, number one, I've been sharing for another number of years, and what just keeps on coming more and more clear in my consciousness. So it's more like, for me, it's more like it's like a devotional material, let's say like that. It's beautiful devotional material, because it says something that feels so real and so right in my energy field. Okay. And there's different levels of understanding the Course in Miracles. That's one thing that happened for me, like especially around the idea of death. A lot of what I was reading about death and sickness and stuff like that being symbolic, I wasn't really sure. And I was kind of like, you know, just sort of like the attitude of let me see. Like I wasn't arguing with it, and I wasn't questioning it either. I was just kind of like, I could feel that I'm not really fully feeling what that's sharing with me, what Jesus is sharing with me through that passage, like that. And then with openness to seeing, it just becomes known, let's say. And it's interesting because I could see how different experiences will come about. Like when I was really open to understanding what Jesus was sharing about death in the Course in Miracles, I ended up having a near-death experience. It wasn't super intense, you know, for me, because I was willing for the body to go. I felt very willing for the body to go. So it was a beautiful experience, and also showed so much about how this whole death thing is projected by the mind. And, you know, I can't really describe it as in exactly how the vision, I'll call it a vision, came about, but it's just like there's this all of a sudden seeing, and it's not like physical eyes kind of seeing. It's more like a deep seeing, like, wow, this is not affected by, this body is not affected by anything, and that includes biology. You know, like at the time when there was a near-death experience, you know, according to medical science, I shouldn't have been able to even drive a car, and if I didn't do these certain things, I was not going to have any energy, and I was basically going to die because my adrenal levels are so low. So, you know, hearing these things, I kind of like took it light with a lot of laughter. At the same time, I went and followed the protocol and everything like that, and learned very quickly that nothing that I'm taking in my body is really affecting my body. It just became really, just really blatantly clear to me. And when things got really heavy, where the doctor was saying, you just need to go to the emergency room right now, I said, okay, okay, this ride is over. I could just feel it. The Spirit's guidance was there. It was like, okay, you went down this road. This ride is now over. There were no more doing anything that the doctor asked to do or anything like that. You know, it's like my inner guidance system just kicked in, and it was like, okay, no more putting anything into the body right now. It's just time for like some soup and some nice nourishing. I didn't know how long that was going to last. It could have only been a couple of hours. Who knows? It ended up going on like that for 5 weeks, and you know, during those 5 weeks, I just kept on feeling healthier and healthier and healthier, and there's just no going back to that. I mean, unless I choose to take myself on a journey like that again. If I did, it would only be for the purpose of seeing. That's always what it is. So even if there's a choice with fear, it's always for the purpose of seeing. So and so wherever I find myself, that's where I need to be to see what I need to see. And through that, and a constant unfolding ever since then too, has shown me with great clarity that we cannot possibly be affected by anything in the material world. And one of the most difficult ones that I see to break through is that food and substances thing, as if they can affect us. Okay? As if they can affect us. Everything is a projection of the mind. And the projection of the mind that says that food can do anything to us, that is only a demonstration of the belief that we deserve punishment, okay? It's like there's no way to avoid punishment in the ego's reality. In the ego's reality, these bodies are going to be killed, and that is the ultimate punishment. Yeah? That's it. That's the ultimate. The body's killed, so then it's no, you can't see it anymore. Well, you can see it. It's got to be buried now. and that's really a silly belief that we made up too. Like when the spirit transitions from these bodies, from representing in these bodies, that they need to be left lifeless and buried into the ground. You know, anything's possible. There's no reason why the body can't like do a fade out or something like that. and as the mind, as the subconscious mind gets healed of these beliefs that death is inevitable, that death needs to happen, that death is really possible. Even that's the thing, death isn't even possible. It's not. It's an illusion. It's not even a real thing. It's a total illusion. Okay? So we've chosen to make it seem like it's possible, not only possible, but inevitable. We've chosen to make it seem like it's inevitable. So every time a thought arises that's an expression of that choice, it can be undone. Isn't that amazing? It can be undone. It's up to us. Hooray. Hooray. So if anyone has any questions about that, raise your hand. That was super fun to share with you. Okay, I have another question. This one's really fun too. What is it? Why is enlightenment possible? And why is unenlightenment possible? I love that one. Why is enlightenment possible? Well, enlightenment is actually inevitable in this illusion, because the illusion ends. The illusion doesn't go on forever. It's finite. Okay, it seems like it's infinite because we keep on wanting it, but eventually everyone will stop wanting it. Eventually, everyone will be like, you know what? This is not serving me. I don't need this anymore. And what I mean by that is, as these thoughts come up that pay allegiance to the illusion, they're just seen as not necessary, and they just can't have any power. They don't have any power when they're not necessary. Okay? So enlightenment, it's inevitable. It's who you are, and it's also an illusion because there's no unenlightenment. So there we are. Okay, why is unenlightenment possible? It's not. It's not possible. There's only an illusion of unenlightenment. Okay? The illusion of unenlightenment is a choice that we make to have that illusion. Just because we think we've done something wrong. We think we've separated. We think we are separate. Okay? But only because we want to. We felt guilty. We had a strong guilty feeling. And then we wanted to be separate. We wanted to hide. We made a whole world to hide in separation. Okay? A whole world of separate individuals that doesn't exist.
I think Sean told me yesterday that she was reading a children's Bible, and it kind of described the beginning with Adam and Eve, and the snake in the grass telling Adam or Eve the original thought of God doesn't love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was believed.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of what's believed all the time.
Yeah.
Through all the delusions that God doesn't love you.
Mm-hmm.
But God does love you.
Yay! God is love, and there's nothing separate from God. You know, and the way it's been said is we are the children of God. That's one way you can put it. But there's no separation. There's no separation. It's an illusion. But even in the illusion, we are the children of God. We can't be discarded. At the same time, we are God. We're not discarding ourselves. Okay? We've only believed a thought, and it keeps on being re-believed, and it keeps on making more illusions because it's re-believed again and again. So all these wisdom dialogues and stuff like that, it's like all we're doing is undoing what we believe subconsciously, just undoing it. And yes, we have that power. That's our magic power. That's our special power. We can undo the illusion. Hi, Laurie, you're on.
Okay, so we did this. This guilt we wanted. We want
it. Okay, let me tell it again what it's like. Okay. By no means is this what I'm sharing with you true, in a sense that it's a concept to be believed. It's just pointing. Right. Okay? So it's like this. There was a thought, what if we were separate from God? What if we were responsible for our own lives? What if I was responsible for my own life? And then all of a sudden a veil goes up. And it seems like I am responsible for my own life. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, what did I do? Major fear and guilt for separating from God. And also a fear of being punished for separating from God. These veils just go up like in an instant, boom, boom, boom. And then there's this sense of separation. And so then there's hiding in this belief from God, so that there's not punishment. There's fear of punishment. So this this world of separation is created, and that fear of punishment is buried in the world. And that's why stuff can seem to happen, like we can seem to get hurt. This getting hurt is a demonstration of that belief. Okay? Any kind of injury, any kind of emotional injury, anything like that, any kind of conflict between people, anything like that, it's all just a demonstration of that. The people have called it original sin. That's another way to say it. Of the perceived separation. There's actually no separation.
There isn't any. It's just what we think.
Exactly.
We think we're separate.
Yes, and we keep re-believing the belief that we are separate. Like we talk about my guilt and stuff like that. Like you have any guilt. Guilt is a feeling that circulates the mind, and it comes up as sensation. Okay? Even sensation is produced in the mind. The feeling comes up as sensation. And then we use something in the world to say that that's the reason we feel guilty. Like in Bob's case, it's like I ate it too much at Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
You know, it has not a thing to do with Cinco de Mayo. That's just being used as a means to attack ourselves. It's not
like I did something wrong.
Exactly, and an illusion can have an effect on my body, which is also an illusion. Okay, so that's just a demonstration of that fear, of that original fear. It all goes back to that original fear. And the feeling of guilt is the feeling of guilt, you know, it's like a variation on fear. It's still fear.
And that guilt is like we think we did something wrong. That whole separation thing is like we did it.
Yeah, that we did
I
it.
Did. Yeah. Because the I, that starts with the I. That's not even really here. Yeah,
and that I is automatically feeling unworthy.
Right, because that separation is that unworthiness feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why we reach out for things, food or sex or alcohol or drugs, to stuff that feeling, to try to make it better.
And try to stop one of those things, again, with willpower, to try to stop those things, is that's also promoting the same energy.
Right. It's the same punishment.
The only way to be with it without projecting more illusions is to just allow this body-mind to be natural.
Whatever is happening is okay.
That's what it naturally does. Yeah. Quit feeding into bullshit things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are drinking, say you're drinking wine every night. Maybe you drink a whole bottle of wine every night, okay? That's awesome. You know, I'd like to just like drink a little bit more than a half a glass of wine. She can do it. Yeah, she can do it. I haven't been able to, but you know, like if you happen to find yourself doing that, notice you're not really doing that. That's the way the body-mind is playing out. The body-minds, they play out different ways. You know,
so the idea comes in that that's wrong.
Exactly.
Which is punishing this. Oh my God.
And sometimes the idea will just play out very subtly. There will just be this very subtle guilt about it. Maybe there will be this on the surface like, oh, wine can't hurt me. Wine can't do anything to me. Underneath the surface, there is this belief that wine can. So I'm not saying to take the belief that, oh, wine can't do anything to me.
Right.
Like say in this example, wine can't do anything to me, so I'm just gonna drink the shit out of it. I'm not saying to take a belief like that. I'm just what I'm saying is that whatever it is the body-mind is doing, it's doing. You don't have any control over it. You have no control over it.
I see that.
So watch what it's doing and notice how your mind is using these substances to attack yourself. That's all. That doesn't have to happen.
I can see that.
Watch the feeling bad. Act normal. Do as normal. You can't help it anyways. Let yourself be
Right.
and watch the attacks. That's it.
Watch
There's
the
nothing
attack.
to do.
Oh my God. I've
Watch
never
them.
heard of it this way. I've
Me
never
neither.
heard till tonight about
Me
the
neither.
attacks. But I'm seeing the attacks are immediately when I get up and I see the mirror, especially if the shirt that I have on happens to be exposing the belly.
I
Ooh,
see.
the attack starts immediately.
Yeah. I've done some playful exercises where I just get buck ass naked in front of the mirror and just watch the attacks. The
Oh,
mind's telling me that isn't good enough. That isn't good enough. Oh, that's
right,
pretty good.
right.
Those look better than they did last week, or whatever. It's funny. Thank you. Yeah, it is funny. Gail said, "Fuck that." Thank you, Gail. You're awesome.
Hi, Gail. We're friends now on Facebook.
Yeah, Gail says
Thank
hi back to you, and also Laurie said hi to Molly a while ago, and Molly.
Yeah, hi, Molly.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was
So
really,
we're stoked.
yeah, very
We're
helpful.
stoked. It's so easy. Yeah.
Very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Thank
what I'm
you.
going to watch. Thank you.
Aloha, Laurie.
Aloha. Bye, girls.
Bye. Gail said aloha, Laurie. Oh, yeah. Oh, Molly said aloha, Laurie and Gail, and she laughed.
LOL.
LOL. Yay. To keep everyone informed here. Sativa, your mic is live.
Hello,
Correct?
do you hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Awesome. So
Loud and
I have a question about you say that we don't create our own reality, and I'm very confused by that because I've seen what my thoughts manifest into my reality. So I'm
Okay.
just confused how I didn't create that.
That's really great. No. Okay, there's a difference between creation and making stuff up. Okay, when we believe what the ego mind is telling us, when we believe what the ego mind is teaching us, we're making something up. We're making up illusions. We don't know exactly how those illusions are going to manifest in our experience, but we're making up illusions. Creation is what we allow to come into the illusion and basically transform the illusion when we extend love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference?
Yeah, it's just like I guess certain topics still trigger me in a way, like the whole specifically with the whole food thing that you were talking about, and when it comes to seeing the animals suffer in the animal industry. And I guess that's what I'm very confused about, because if we were to be extending love, wouldn't we do what was best for them? I know there's no separation, but if that makes sense, like if you really were extending love, wouldn't we try to help them feel loved as well?
Number one, there's no try in extending love. There's no try. An extension of love is automatic when there's willingness to see the truth. There's no try in it. And number two, you're associating extending love with doing something. You see the stuff.
I get confused about this doer thing because I feel like I'm doing stuff every single day, and then we're not the doer, and my mind's just blown. And
Yeah. So it's like, don't even worry about the confusion, because the confusion that you're experiencing has nothing to do with you. It's passing before your awareness. This opening that's happening, this awakening that's happening. It's kind of like it's blossoming like a flower. There's nothing you have to do about it. So confusion happens, and it still happens before the awareness that is you.
Mhm.
It's not you. It's not anything to identify with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have to sit with that.
Okay. It's getting triggered is awesome.
Mhm.
That's one thing, you know, to notice is getting triggered is awesome because it's always pointing to something that's not true. You can always
Yeah, and
know believing something that's not true when you're triggered.
yeah, and I like how you said it's showing you to put compassion around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always mind created. Okay? It's
So,
not doing something to you.
and I
Okay.
notice like I move past these triggers
Yeah.
once I remember, but why is it that we keep coming back to them and have to remember all over again? And like remind yourself, you know, what the truth is. Is it out of habit?
It's habit, yeah, because the ego habit is very strong. So you could think of it like this:
Mhm.
there's the subconscious mind, and maybe when you start getting a taste for the truth, when you start going, wow, I'm interested in that, you start to sense the scent of spirit, so to speak.
Mhm.
Maybe you're like, maybe the mind's full like to 90% of thoughts that attack you. The subconscious mind. It's full like that. And then as these subconscious beliefs start to unravel, more and more light is allowed into the mind. So at first the habits are more intense. They tend to draw us out more and more often. By going through that without judgment about it, it allows your mind to open up more, to allow more light faster. Let's put it that
Mhm.
way. So notice that every time you go into delusion, so to speak,
Mhm.
there's no judgment around it, and you recognize that you led yourself there to see something.
Whoa.
And let it be seen. Just let it be. There's nothing to do. And when you're experiencing it with that attitude, that's allowing the truth to be revealed. That's healing.
Yeah,
That's healing right
that makes
there.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Hope.
Thank you. I love you, Sativa.
I love you too, Hope.
Okay, so hooray, we are at the end, it looks like, because there's no more hands and there's no more written questions. So, yay. Yay, Laurie, it was so good to be with you. Yes, Miracle Botanicals. Achaia and I love Miracle Botanicals essential oils. It's also the company that we um, work in. I'm the founder of it, and Achaia is a super big part of it. And oh yeah, HBIC, head bitch in charge, in case you don't know what that means. Anyways, our oils are amazing, totally infused with love. And you can find us at miraclebotanicals.com. We both love you so much, and we're going to see you next week. And I got a recording of this, so we'll be publishing it soon. Aloha. We love you. Bye.